Hi there people, another Tournament of Champions game, this time Eternal Council Snalg against Elves Stufty. You're just going to watch it from the Eternal Council side. And yeah, this matchup, I am playing this matchup a lot, and actually I don't like to play the Elves. I think it's kind of like a 4-6 for the Elves, and the reason is Ember Mage is one of those matchups where it doesn't have a good time. It should be used to protect Maldaria. But the major threat of the Eternal Council is Edia, and Edia has a Psychic Assault, which just easily demolish Timber Mage, so that's a problem. And the other thing is that you have many powerful events, especially Flare, which if Edia copies, you're not happy. So yeah, you have those two problems, which ends in... oh, another thing. But the game depends a lot on Champions Maldaria, and the 8 dice of Edia, it's also nothing fine to face. From the Maldaria side, what I can say is that Edia is ultimately an aggressive faction, and Maldaria is always has good tools against aggression, so it has that going for her. So yeah, ultimately I think Maldaria doesn't have a happy time here, but it's not terrible. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Oh, sorry, the Fengel start. Interesting. I actually don't do this. Warden decides to go for the knight, discarding a card, just to be able to hit and run with Maldaria. I generally just open this with the archer, attacking the advisor. My logic is still one attack for one attack, and exposing the archer is not a big problem in my opinion. This archer is still going to be exposed to an advisor, or an Edia if he really wants to. Say, like, advisor here, just move 3 with... So, like, I don't feel this is worth it, but this is something often think about when I play the matchup. So it's interesting to see the stuff they decide to go for the Guardian tonight. Okay, there. Gate placement with Fangirls is something always very hard, and one of the reasons is this gates in the sides. On the one hand, leave your both rows open for Maldaria, which is very good, but on the other hand, you have no way to remove a unit here. But you can just try to not let the unit get there in first place. But if it gets there, it's very hard to remove, because you can't use Guardian to remove it from there. So I find that interesting. I tend to do this, what stuff they did, but play the gate there, but I see the problem. The other side is more complicated, but has the same like dilemma. And yeah, that's just what I have to say about the gate placement there. Sage. Oh, another thing about the Ember Mage. Sages are very good against Ember Mage. So yeah. See, so you still get attacked. I mean, you lose the... I forgot about that option. You lose the archer. That's why I don't like that opening, but maybe it's good. I don't know. Archer getting there for advisor. And Maldaria Warden just... This is a common play with Maldaria. You just want to move a little forward, so Maldaria can have a range of attack, even if necessary this row. And attack the gate to do some hit and run, which is also reasonable. So yeah, I like that advancement, and the archer hits mostly do not trigger inevitability. I will think I will maybe prefer to attack the stage, but yeah, it's better maybe to have a chance to kill the advisor, so unclear to me. Something interesting I'm seeing is this Edia is kind of weird to me. I mean, Edia tends to be played very aggressive, but here Snalgo is designed for a more defensive approach. Notice he's not burning very fast the hand. Let me check that. He played this. He draw a card. And he did... What did he did? Keep 2 cards? I actually don't... Yeah, he kept at Sage and Advisor. I actually will keep only 1 here, for example. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, we are seeing a more defensive approach with the Eternal Council here. That's a big miss. Big miss. Malaria applying pressure, which I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, that's Malaria needs to doesn't have a good range game, certainly worse at area, and maybe that's the reason I decide to go more defensive here. In general, the Fengal's I play more aggressive, even when I play against Snalgo in ranked, so a little surprised to see this more like conservative approach. But yeah, definitely with Fengal's you want to play like aggressive, play pressure, and that's what Malder is doing here. I don't like to see so many archers. Archers are not that great. They die very easily and they don't do that much damage, but they're fine for some specific situations. But I mean, if they're going to avoid being hit by the Sage, they're great. This is a worry matchup for sure. I mean, we are seeing an offensive, and Alicia's playing very conservative. But I'm not a great area player, so maybe this is the correct approach. Yeah, I like that Spirit of the Phoenix, since it has 2 triggers, so you basically do 2 damage, but you ensure this Sage, or ensure not, but high chance this Sage dies, and always doing more damage to Sage, to area is very valuable. For 2. This is looking great for Maldaria from my point of view. Just applying a lot of pressure. Eddie is kind of on the corner. I mean, what I don't like here is I see not much magic to respond, especially if this gets eliminated. Eddie is not throwing his her events, which I think is maybe part of the reason we are seeing a more conservative area. With that said, Eddie has not been discarding aggressively, so. I like this line a lot, actually. Allows Ovi to put enough good damage to Maldaria and take this 3 units. This is a great turn, obviously, for... yeah. It's a burn. Maldaria needs to keep a prudent space. Oh, that's a big miss. I mean, I guess if it's 1 or 3 life, it's not a big difference, but 3 life... I mean, if you leave Ovi at 1, you have many options to take it out without having to spend an extra attack, which is one of the Maldaria strengths, but now at 3, you don't have that option. So yeah, I think it's a big miss. I mean, just 1 extra damage would be a huge difference. And now Elliot decides it's the turn to use... and this... yeah, I'm just going to put more pressure on Maldaria. Now with that gate there especially, yeah, this is getting very tough for Maldaria. It doesn't have even enough grid magic to get back from this, especially if everything dies. This was a very important beast, I think. See, what I was saying, if Ovi was like 1 extra damage, it would be dead now, and now you need to spend an extra attack on Ovi. So that was a huge miss. I think her this turn was quite good, definitely. Another sticky assault. Oh, this receiver is going to move Eldia forward and make the Psychic Assault kill the Ember Mage. It's so hard that the Ember Mage are bad in this matchup. The problem is, Ember Mage are key in a way for the deck, but they are so weak. Like, you need a unit to block stuff, right? Every faction needs like a tank unit to cover spots, and your tank unit's Ember Mage, but in a lot of situations doesn't work, which is one of the biggest problems of Malaria. And this is one of the cases. Yeah, that's horrible. Okay, this might be big. For 4. I mean, you can kill Edia here, but 3-3. I mean, if it's at 1, it's pretty good. Just 1 on life. Okay, Lightning Flare, that was important because otherwise Edia in this situation can just kill you. But with the flare, even if he does all the whole combo, you're alive. The problem is later, Eddie is going to have access to the flare, but however, being it's only 2 life, it's not going to be a big deal. You can take those 2 life with just direct damage. So this looks pretty good for Malaria to me. Interesting to see what's going to happen here. See, I mean, Eddie is going for throttle. I'm going to kill. I'm going to throw like 11 dice and hopefully hit Malaria for 4, which is reasonable. And might be game, but I mean, I still like Malaria situation here. Okay, that's 3 damage, and now Sage hits and now kill. I still like the play of Malaria. I think it was reasonable. Maybe it was a way to block this would be better. But yeah, that's the game. I think I liked how the game went for Malaria for the most part. Just a little. I don't know what's the odds of this. I think it's. I mean, you need to hit 3 special with 10 dice. I think it's not great for Malaria. So maybe he needs to block this in some way. I still think it was very reasonable shot. I mean, how the game was going. Yeah, I like both plays. Elias played a little more conservative here, but yeah, it worked out.